guys, it's Annie, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my very first ever official story time video. It is about the time that my first love broke my heart into a million pieces and crushed my soul. But before I get into the story, if you're not subscribed and you would like to, you can click the button on the screen so you know when I post new videos. Also, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button because that helps people discover my videos, so I would appreciate it. But on with the story, and I'm gonna give my ex a fake name, so we're gonna call him Skylar Romer. Okay, cool. So Skylar Romer and I dated in high school. We started when I was a freshman and he was a junior, and it was for a year and a half, and that's a really long time, especially in high school. Like, that's super serious. A year and a half in high school, that's like basically marriage, which I honestly thought that like we were gonna end up getting married. We had talked about it even. Like 6 months into the relationship, even some of his best friends were like, we think you could actually make it, like, and live happily ever after, but that clearly did not happen. Also, for anyone thinking like, wow, you're in high school, that's really crazy to think that you were going to like marry someone from high school. Well, I'm the kind of person, no matter how strange this sounds to some people, like, I date to marry. That's why I've never in my life been able to just casually date people, because, you know, like, what's the point of dating someone and then, you know, getting feelings for them and falling in love with them if you're just thinking like down the road we're not going to be together after a while? Like, why would you want to fall for someone if you don't plan on staying with them? Because that's just going to lead to, most likely, to heartbreak. And I don't like heartbreak. And for me, if I love someone, I don't want them out of my life. So just going off there, just about how I feel about love. So there you go, little insight into my mind. I would also like to say Skylar Romer was very good looking. He was over 6 feet. He had like the perfect kind of shaggy hair that I like. He had a nice tan, a nice body. He had the most beautiful blue eyes with like really dark, long, pretty like eyelashes that I wish that I could have on my own face. Not his in particular, but I wish my face would grow those eyelashes. That would be nice. He was also very smart, had good grades. He was just a, you know, all-American boy, I guess. Also, my friends used to say, like, you guys would have such pretty babies. So, you know, just saying. But I'm gonna stop talking about that because the story is supposed to be focused on the breakup. So, the last few months of our relationship was very rocky. It was a lot of him, definitely, he was distancing himself emotionally from me. I was the one like holding it together, like, no, we're gonna make it work. Like, you know, I just wouldn't give up on the relationship, to be honest. It was also at the end of his senior year when we broke up, and he was gonna go off to college to Gonzaga University, which was several hours away, and that was supposedly one of the reasons why we were ending. But I do think that one of the reasons he was distancing himself from me for a while was I just did not like his friends, and that sounds like classic jealous girlfriend, but I'm telling you, they were not good influences, especially because he was such a good kid. So that definitely put some space between us. So before I get to the breakup, here's a little pre-story. A couple weeks before that, or maybe even 1 week before that, we had watched an episode of The OC together, and on that episode of The OC, there was a breakup between one of the main couples, and the guy said to the girl, as she was trying to break up with him, "Look me in the eyes and tell me you don't love me anymore." So keep that story in mind as we get to the breakup. So things were rough. I invited him over. He was definitely pushing me away to the point that he wanted me to break up with him. That was for sure. So I was gonna do it. But to be honest, when I had him come over for the breakup, I was convinced in my mind that we were gonna break up. He was gonna realize how much he missed me and we were gonna get right back together. But that didn't happen. Nope, not at all. So I had him come over, we had the breakup talk, and at the end of it, you wanna know what I did? I looked him in the eye and said, "Look me in the eye and tell me you don't love me anymore." Yeah, I used the OC line a week after we had watched the episode, and for some reason, in my head, I was thinking he wouldn't remember that, even though that was a huge, huge moment in the entire season. But high school Annie was super smart and thought that that would pass, but instead he like kind of laughed at me and was like, that was from the OC. That was super embarrassing. I do not know why I thought that that would pass as like a thing in real life. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, from there we were broken up. even though I still thought he was gonna miss me, he's gonna want me back, this is just like a test, it's not a real breakup, it's, you know. But no, instead, like, very shortly after we break up, like literally probably within a week, I hear that he's hanging out with this girl. We're gonna call her Erica. Ugh, Erica. So this Erica wasn't just some normal, average, whatever girl. This was a girl that I was around every single day, year-round, even in the summer, because we were on the same cheer squad, so I always had to be around her. Not only that, but back in freshman year when she was dating some senior guy, we all like went on double dates together. Like her and her boyfriend and Skylar and I would go on double dates, like, and now she's trying to take my ex-boyfriend like right after we break up. I was really hurt. So I messaged her on MySpace. That was a cool thing back then. Messaged her on MySpace and said, hey, like, you have no emotional attachment to him, but this is literally like killing me inside. Could you please, like, just, you know, be respectful and, you know, talk to some other guy. Don't get involved with him. This is just hurting me. It's doing nothing for you because you do not have that emotional attachment at the moment. And she said back, oh no, we're just friends. It's nothing, blah, 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 blah. But that did calm me down a little bit. I was still very mad. Freaking Erica. Not only were we on the same cheer squad, but she was the captain of that squad, because apparently she had leadership skills. She was valedictorian, and she was going after my boyfriend, ex. But still, that girl does not know girl code. A week or so after we had broken up, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know, I had asked him if I could come over and we could just talk, because I wanted to see where things were at. So he said I could, and I went and drove to his house, and he lived out past my house on curvy roads. And so I was driving out there and it had started to rain, and I was going around kind of a sharp corner and another car was coming the other way and startled me because they were kind of far over. And so I jerked the wheel and basically I rolled my car 2 or 3 times and it landed upside down and I totaled it. It was a shocking thing. I did not get hurt, thank God. So not only did I just have a breakup, I found out he was hanging out with a girl that I was friends-ish with, and then I totaled my car. So that was really rough on me. I was in a very bad place. I was getting so depressed, and to top it off, like right after the car crash, within probably another week or so, I found out that, as a matter of fact, they weren't just friends, and they were actually legitimately hanging out. That destroyed me. I was so hurt and so angry, and I resented that girl for the longest time. I still need to get over it, but I still have hard feelings towards her, because I'm not joking. I cried, maybe not like the full day, like bawling my eyes out, but at least a portion of every single day for probably 8 months straight. I started out crying probably the majority of every day, and then it went to, you know, part of the day, and then maybe 5 minutes, and then, you know, down the road it was, you know, I would just hear a song or something and it would, you know, bring a tear out and some sad feelings. So as soon as I found out that they were officially together, depression heavily set in. I couldn't eat anything, because when I get, you know, depressed or a lot of anxiety or anything like that, I just lose my entire appetite. I was probably withering away, because no joke, within a week or a week and a half, I went from around 120 pounds-ish, maybe 118 to 123, somewhere in that range, to stepping on the scale, weighing 103 pounds. Also, I'm 5'4", so 5'4", 103 pounds. That, going from 120. That is an insane amount of weight to lose in that short amount of time. It did not help that I had to cheer with that girl. Every single day we had practice. I had to be around her every day. Not only that, I think my friends tried to not talk about her and him in front of me, because they knew that I was very, very upset about it, but I would hear stories about them, and it was the worst. What makes it worse is that they dated for about 2 years, and the whole time, the rest of my high school experience, he would come to town and visit her, and I would, you know, sometimes have like see them together. Like he would come to our practice and I was, oh, this is just like, bringing up old memories. Oh, what really made me mad, our senior year, he was going to senior prom with her. By the way, I went to his senior prom with him, so back up, girl. So he was gonna go to our senior prom with her, and the group that I was gonna go with, all of a sudden, I couldn't go with them because she didn't want me to go because she thought it was uncomfortable. You know what's uncomfortable? You dating my first love right after we break up, and always having him come around, and like I said, I still have hard feelings towards her. I was emotionally scarred for a very long time from this situation. Oh, and not to mention, I find out like a while down the road, another reason why I have hard feelings towards this girl, I find out that they had started hanging out before we even broke up. Another funny thing is that he went from dating me, having a long relationship with me, to dating Erica, having a long relationship with Erica, to right after breaking up with her, dating another girl, and now he's married to that girl. I'm pretty sure that's the girl he married, but he's married now. But my point is, since me, his first like real big relationship, real like first love situation, he has never been single since me, which I do not understand those people who bounce from relationship to relationship to relationship. Like, you gotta like take time and figure yourself out. But yeah, so that was just a horrible situation. But it wasn't all that bad. I mean, it's not healthy that I lost that much weight so quickly, but losing that much weight, you know, I got like pretty skinny. I wasn't trying to, it just happened. And like I said, I was a cheerleader. Cheerleaders do the stunting, so you see the girls getting lifted in the air. Since I got so small, they're like, wait, why don't we try to put you up in the air? So they did, and then all of a sudden, I was their main flyer, which that was what we called the girl that goes up in the air. So I really loved that. And so after our breakup, I just got so focused and obsessed with cheerleading. So I went to just like some average, you know, girl cheerleading, just not that great, not horrible, but not like super skilled or anything, to becoming obsessed with cheerleading. And then I was the main flyer, and then I got so obsessed that I started taking gymnastics and learned how to tumble, and I did it so quickly. Like, I learned how to do a round-off back handspring in like 2 weeks or something like that, and then I learned how to do more and more and more, and that led me to becoming a professional cheerleader for the National Cheerleaders Association. And I do believe that if I had not got my heart broken, I wouldn't have put all of my energy and focus on, you know, my cheerleading obsession, and I would not have became a professional cheerleader or learned to do all of the advanced things that I had learned to do. So yeah, work for the National Cheerleaders Association. I will give a story time on that too if you would like, because that's a whole different chapter of my life, and I had some heartbreaks from that experience, which led me to another life change, which was video making and YouTube. So like, if all of these horrible life-changing events hadn't happened, I would not be right here in front of this camera talking to you with a YouTube channel that has 136,000 subscribers. I don't think YouTube was a thing back when I was in high school. Well, yeah, it was, but I don't think being a YouTuber was. So if you were to tell me back then that I was going to be doing this and like on social media and have a following and like be doing it like as a career path, my mind would have been blown, and I would have been like, what? You're kidding me. That's no way. That's not gonna be my life. That's crazy. And even though it's just my life and it seems average right now, I appreciate it so much, because when you live your own life daily, it doesn't seem like that exciting because that's what you're used to. But thinking back, that moment that I got my heart broken, if I were told that this was going to be my life, I would probably have been so excited. And you know, it's weird how things work out and, you know, paths change. Like, I've been steered in so many different directions, and I think that this is where I'm meant to be, because I believe everything happens for a reason. And even though I've had those heartaches, it always led to something else. Each heartache led to a passion. If you can take anything away from this story, just know that bad things in life happen, but that usually leads to something better. Like, if I would not have had that heartbreaking breakup back then, there's no way I would have been on this same path in this exact place where I am now. I dreamed of living in LA as a child. Like, I never thought it was gonna happen, but I always wanted to. I just want you guys to remember that It's okay to hit the bottom. It's okay to feel bad, but just make sure when hitting the bottom that you bounce up even higher. That's what I've always done. Take the pain and focus it on your passion. I can say that a billion times, but it has helped me every single time. And I have had some horrible things happen in my life. I mean, people have had it way worse than I have, but I take the horrible things and turn them into something meaningful. Just don't take those low points or those heartbreaking moments as, oh, this is the end of everything. Take them as, this is the end of this chapter, but I'm gonna start on a new, even better chapter. And you will survive. That's the good thing about life. Bad times always are gonna come about, but they are always gonna pass by and things are gonna get better. So thank you, Skylar Romer, for breaking my heart, because if you hadn't, I would not be here at this very moment in front of this camera talking to my subscribers, which I think is freaking awesome, and I appreciate you guys. So yeah, I guess that's all that I have for you today. If you're not following me on Twitter or Instagram and you would like to, I'll put the links down below. And leave in the comments anything you would like to know, any story time situations you would like to hear about, or just anything in general, and I will be answering your questions. But that is all for today, and I will see you soon with a new video. All right, bye guys. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's changing colors. That is so crazy. How does it change colors like that? This is, okay, on camera, it looks insanely white. Okay, so there we go. Whew, I am so pale.